And as Nigeria marks the 64th independence anniversary, the celebration was low-key in states across the country. In the next reports, TVC News senior reporters covered the high points of the celebration across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country.
In Benue State, residents expressed mixed feelings over Nigeria's 64th independence celebration. They agreed that the country has made some significant progress, but there are still more ground to cover.
The way forward is that let government consider the masses.
Removal of fuel subsidy has affected the entire economy. Where you have, we used to buy threads, a 200 naira, now we buy the same threads for 700 naira.
We are aware that fuel controls everything, both transportation, feeding, and everything, because before you buy food, it has to be transported from one place to another. Food is expensive. We are here in Benue State, and this is the food basket of the nation. How much is a bag of rice? How much is, a rubber of tomatoes? How much does it cost? This is food basket of the nation, and food is expensive. We barely feed.
And we need to know that this home is our home. This country belongs to everybody. And we'll come together, we'll put ethnicity apart, we'll put political differences apart, and build the country together.
In Nasarawa State, Governor Abdullahi Sule granted pardon to 12 inmates at the Lafia Custodian Center. The governor granted the pardon when he visited the custodian center as part of activities marking the 64th independence anniversary in the state. He reinstated the commitment of his administration to improving the welfare of inmates across custodian centers in the state.
There are some of you who only have to do maybe with some amount of money you have taken, and the situation went bad, and that's the reason why you are here. And there are some of you who were misled to take some of the actions that you have taken that brought you here. So the prayer that I have is that by being here, you will be able to learn, from your mistakes, so that we don't make the same mistakes twice.
The Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice and the DPP for their roles in making it possible, and all head of security for their synergy in keeping our custodian center safe.
There is no official celebration of the Independence Day in Kwara State, but in his message, Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, who doubles as the chairman of the Nigeria's Governors Forum, said Nigeria has the prospect to surpass the dream of forefathers if everyone plays their respective roles. Ibrahim Alige, TVC News, Ilorin.
The green, white, green flag flew high across states of northwest Nigeria as citizens marked Nigeria's 64th Independence Day. In Kaduna, the iconic Ahmadu Bello Stadium hosted a grand parade featuring Nigerian police and other paramilitary forces. Governor Sani reviewed the motorcade with historic significance, as it was once used by Ahmadu Bello, the first premier of the northern region. He urged support for President Tinubu's economic reforms, highlighting efforts to provide relief for the vulnerable while investing in key sectors like agriculture, education and health.
We all know the struggle of our past, the sacrifices of our heroes, and the unwavering spirit of our people. We recognize that nation building is a marathon, not a sprint. A journey of incremental progress, not a single achievement.
In Katsina, a vibrant display of cultural heritage was the highlight of the celebrations. Traditional dancers and musicians also took center stage.
Not just our freedom, but the indomitable spirit of unity and resilience that has propelled us through challenges alike.
Zamfara State celebrations were marked by prayers for peace, security and for the president, with residents hopeful for an end to the violence that has plagued the region.
If we come together and pray and continue to pray, the Almighty Allah promised to answer us, and the Nigeria will be in a better place, and President will do right.
From Kano to Kebbi and Jigawa, the message was consistent. Independence Day was not only a time for celebration, but also a moment to reflect on the challenges and opportunities facing the nation. Elsewhere, the State First Lady Sefinat Usman Ododo called for more support for women's rights and empowerment in nation building. She also encouraged women to participate in the upcoming local government elections and praised Nigeria's First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu for her support.
That to remind ourselves of the need for freedom from poverty, freedom from illiteracy, freedom from violence against women in the state.
Security, education and economic empowerment were key themes as leaders across the region reassured citizens of their commitment to addressing the pressing issues of the day. Lupe Asom, TVC News.
Despite the socio-economic challenges, especially since the country returned to self-governance, Nigerians believe the country could have done better by having good leaders to steer the affairs of the country. In Enugu, southeast Nigeria, the independence ceremony was marked in low-key, starting with parades at Michael Okpara Square. Governor Peter Mbak commended the people's resilience, expressed strong conviction that the present administration will turn the country's situation around.
Despite all the socio-economic challenges that we are faced today, I enjoy all of us not to be downcast. We must not succumb to the forces of cynicism. So what we have to do, and I want to also join the president in urging us to imbibe the virtue of hope.
But a nation of 64 will be seen as a nation in building. And I agreed. And that led me not to be disappointed in my country. Because 64 years for a nation, when we look at when some of these other countries had their independence, it means that we are a work in progress.
Governor Opus Adima of Imo State submits that the country is making significant achievements in different spheres of human existence.
I don't feel up my road. And one of my favorite things can be a blessing. Name them one by one. It will surprise you what the Lord has done.
In Abia State, Governor Alex Oti speaks on rediscovering the spirit of Nigeria.
My message to our people today and always will be a very simple one. We must never give up hope. We may have failed several times in the past, but what will matter most when our story will be told in time to come will not be how or where we stumble, but how we were able to gather ourselves to try again and again after stumbling.
The leaders express hope and unwavering faith of having a country of our founding fathers. TVC News, Enugu.
The Police Officers' Wives Association gathered to pray for the nation here in Lagos. Chairperson of POA in Lagos, Ishola Abiola, asked police officers to be role models of their children. She also emphasized that it's their responsibility as mothers to pray for the nation.
So many of us, our confession about this nation is always negative. We used to sing a song in the church that we are not moved by what we see. We are only moved by the word of God. If you want to be moved by what you see in this nation, then you will not move forward. But we have hope. There's still hope for us that this nation will be better. But my sisters, it starts from our home. What are you teaching your children? Those ones that are mismanaging funds now start from home. For you that you're always fighting your husband all the time, every time you are always locking his shirt, you are always doing this, you are always doing that. Remember your children are watching.